What's going on, guys? It's Midnight Sun here. We're doing Challenge Rift 441. This is a Crusader build, and this is also going to be the Challenge Rift to do for the season start of Season 37. So if you don't want to accidentally complete this before time, make sure you aren't killing the Rift Guardian. You could practice maybe the first 2 layers of the maps that we have going on here, and then I would just stop. Although, with this one, you're probably not going to need too much practice on the North American version here. And that is because this is a pretty easy build. So if we take a quick look at the soul mirror over here, this is going to be a Thorns setup. Now, one key thing to note is that you take 50% less damage for 20 seconds after damaging an enemy with bombardment, which means that bombardment, this skill right here, is going to keep you alive a little bit. And then the second thing is you just gotta hit enemies with slash, which is our main weapon here. Iron Skin is going to keep us alive a little bit, and Akarat's Champion is going to do a little bit more damage. We're wearing 2 Heart of Irons, but I believe it takes this one over here in the cube over the one that you're wearing. And other than that, there's not too much going on here. So just a quick little demonstration. All you're going to do is activate these 2 things and just hit once with slash. So that's all you got to do, is just run around and smack, 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 and everything will die. Now, this time around, I am trying out something new. I've ran through the map ahead of time, and I've marked down where all of the elites are. So I'm going to be pulling up a map on Canva that I've got kind of working out here, and I'll talk through each of the levels and show you kind of the strategy that I'm going to be doing here. Actually, I'll just let the version of me in Canva explain the rest of that. All right. So this is the map that I've got kind of drawn up here, showing you what the area looks like. This is the first area, and you can see the path that I kind of recommend taking. This is the one that I'm going to follow in the video later, but we're just going to continue along here. We're going to run into the first pack of elites, drop them pretty easy, make our way down to the next pack, drop them, and then move straight down towards the exit. One final set of elites there on the exit, and then moving on to the next zone. And then in the next zone, right over here, this red area is going to indicate a danger zone. This is somewhere where you could die if you're not paying attention. This build is very high damage, but you can sometimes just, be so relaxed because you're doing so much damage that you could take one for the team there and die. So that's a little bit of a danger area. Immediately into a blue pack of elites, we've got the lightning pylon over here, and then we're going to continue up and into a double pack of yellow elites here. Now, you might notice this grayed out area over here. This is optional, so you can choose to take this way and get this if you want to. You do so much damage that it's not necessary, so if you just want the straight path, there it is. And then we have another danger area, and with these danger areas, I recommend using Bombardment and Iron Skin and Akarat's Champion if you have it off cooldown on your bar, and then moving on to the next zone. And then the final area where you should be spawning the Rift Guardian is over here, and we're going to go ahead and go for this first spot. And then we're going to make our way over to the next one with the blue elites here, continuing up, another set of blue elites. Now, again, the way that I go is down here, hitting these 2 elite spots and spawning the Rift Guardian right about here or so. Now, you could also continue up this way and grab the shield pylon if you feel like the Rift Guardian, the day of when you actually fight him, is dealing a little bit too much damage. Go ahead and loop over here and grab that. Alternatively, what you could do is you could come straight up here, grab it, and then go right back down and continue along this way. Or again, what I recommend is just continuing through here and going back down and hitting this elite pack, because there will be some enemies up here. But hopefully these maps kind of help visualize this a little bit better for you guys. And if you want to, you can always, I think I can possibly link the maps in the video. So if I'm able to do that, I will link them. If I'm not able to do that, then you could take a screenshot of them and use them if you guys need to. But I hope this helped for you guys. And we're back in the game here, so let's go ahead and see if our strategy worked. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and activate my Iron Skin and my Akarat's Champion. Again, I'm just hitting slash. I don't need to use bombardment yet because there's no risky areas right here. And there's not a lot of mob density in this first area, so I'm just going to move straight through and just kind of tap slash as I'm making my way through this area. This is going to be a fairly easy build for the North American version here. We've got our first elites, and just a swing or 2 takes it out. And then we're just going to go back. Now, I like cutting across this middle spot right here, as I feel like it's the quickest way to get back. If you ever feel like you're going to die, spam Iron Skin and throw down a bombardment. So like coming up to this area here, I'm going to go ahead and hit the iron skin. And I'm just going to cut through the middle here where I know the elites are. And they might vary slightly depending on where you walk through this area. That might run towards you or target you. But they should be in the general same positions. You can see we're doing great on time. And there's our next elite. Make sure you pick up all those orbs. Don't waste too much time after you've done that. This is a little bit of a sketchy area, so I'm going to activate my iron skin, my bombardment. I don't know what it is. If there's just so much enemies here, they don't die within the first few seconds. But you can die there if you're not paying attention. So we're going to grab this conduit and make our way up. And let me know if this is working out for you guys, if you like the way that I'm doing this. I can't guarantee I'll do it every time, but definitely for important ones, I don't see why not. I got feared for a second there. And there we go. Don't forget the orbs. And move forward. Alright. Now, there is that optional place over there for the damage. I feel we don't really need the damage. I think it allows us to take maybe one less swing. So, I'm going to activate my Accurate's Champion. Make sure I get through this area. I did die here during testing, so... Now, obviously, if you get that conduit pylon, it might make that a little bit easier. Or not, sorry, conduit. The damage pylon. But I'm testing it out without getting it, so if you guys need that extra help, go ahead and grab it. Same thing here. I'm trying not to grab the shield pylon at the top here. Alright, I'm just going to do the downward path here. I could save that shield for the Rift Guardian if I really need it. There we go. And we're running into our final sets of elites. There we go. And then there's the Rift Guardian, which we obviously do not want to kill. So I'm just going to make my way over here to where the next exit is. And hope he doesn't die, which we should be fine. Okay. So very simple. We have plenty of time. It looks like we did it in about half the time left here. So this NA version should be pretty easy for you guys. Again, let me know if you're liking this format and this style. I've worked pretty hard on this, which is why the video is getting out a little bit later than usual. But thank you guys. Bye.